Investments by private equity companies have dominated FDI inflows into India, and within them, Blackstone has very much been a leader of the pack. I wanted to welcome a titan of the world of private equity, Jonathan D. Gray, the President and Chief Operating Officer of Blackstone. John, thanks for doing this.
Bodhi, it's great to be here. I love being in Mumbai.
Coming to India, so we obviously, there's an election in India ahead of the one in America, and it's widely expected that the current administration will come back to power. What are your expectations from what could possibly be a third term for Mr. Modi?
Well, our expectation is they will continue on the pro-growth path, the encouragement of foreign direct investment, some of the reforms they've made that made it easier to invest in this country, some of the dispute resolution mechanisms they put in place, making it easier to access the capital markets. They did some things around the public REIT market that enabled us to take a number of real estate companies public. They've been quite supportive as it relates to facilitating commercial activity in the country, reforming the GST and the bankruptcy laws, and also accelerating on the infrastructure side. You know, I think about those laws really as sort of the legal and capital markets infrastructure that makes it easier for an economy to grow and for investors to come to a market. And then the physical infrastructure, of course, allows commerce to happen. I was noting earlier, getting to this spot from our office took us half as long as it would have 3 years ago as a result of the infrastructure strides that have been made. I would expect more growth in infrastructure here and more reforms in terms of the legal and capital market side.
Where does India stand in a global scale as far as Blackstone is concerned?
Well, India is actually quite important to our firm. It's our biggest investment market in Asia, and when you look at our equity investing across our firm, first is the United States, no surprise. Second, United Kingdom. India's third when it comes to equity investing for us. So it's very important for our private equity business, for our real estate business. Over time, we hope to expand, hopefully into infrastructure, growth equity, maybe private credit over time. But this is a market that served us very well. We've been at it. Next year will be our 20th year in India.
Right.
And the idea that we've bought companies at this point in real estate worth nearly $50 billion is with more than 100,000 employees today. It's pretty remarkable, but it feels like to us we're still in the early stages because of the great fundamentals here and the terrific team we've got on the ground.
So Blackstone's AUM in India is about 50 billion, as you mentioned, and there's a publicly sort of stated target of expanding that by 25 billion. Over what period of time is that, and what kind of sectors are we talking about?
Well, I know that came out of, I think, an interview with my colleague Amit Dixit, who runs our Asia private equity business out of India. The idea is that we'll continue to expand really in the areas we have been over time. Part of that will come from growth in the companies we're already invested in. But in terms of where we'll deploy capital, I think a lot of it will be in companies in the made from India category, which is India exporting out to the rest of the world, something we've done a lot of. We did that with an EV parts manufacturer business called Sona Comstar. A lot of it will come from IT services. We've done a lot of that, exporting to the rest of the world. And then I'd say made for India. So what we think about there would be companies serving this growing middle class. So a lot of investing in healthcare. We just bought a hospital chain, financial services, the money management business. We have a housing company that does residential financing. We have a travel services business, VFS. We think there's a lot of opportunity serving this middle class. So it's an export-oriented focus. It's also focused on the middle class here. I think energy transition can be another area because there's so much need for energy here. You know, all of us want to try to find opportunities in that space. And then in real estate, it's supporting those efforts. So it's IT parts, supporting that IT push. It's logistics, which can be last mile for e-commerce or for companies exporting. And it's data centers. One of our biggest pushes globally at the firm has been digital infrastructure, which is really the physical manifestation of AI. India's short data centers. We've built a company in that space. We've got a couple of projects under development we're excited about that too.
So we've been very happy with the last 20 years, the way things have gone in India.
We've been very happy. Look, like anyone, we made mistakes early on. We weren't as focused.
What were the mistakes?
The mistakes were we were not as concentrated maybe as we should have been. In many cases, we were very passive as investors. I think we concluded over time we wanted to have bigger stakes, really partner with management teams to help build their businesses, concentrate in some of these high conviction sectors. And over time, it's really gone from strength to strength. In fact, in private equity, our highest returns geographically have been in India. So we're always learning, we're always trying to be better, but this is a place where we think we're differentiated. Lots of folks are showing up here today, but we've been here a long time. We've got terrific teams in private equity, real estate, a great track record, great partners, great people. So the opportunity set we think is large, particularly given the fundamentals of the economy and some of the change that's happening. So it's a good time to be here. That's why I'm excited to spend this time here and with you.
Thanks, John. Thanks for doing this. Thank you.
Thank you.